Gujo Odori Dance and Historic Streets 1. 15 minutes drive from Gujo Odori. The Gujo Nagara River Dream Fireworks held at the same time is launched from the Nagara River embankment right in front of us. The people's dreams and wishes are launched by local pyrotechnicians and fireworks purchasers will receive a dream booklet. Recommended viewing locations are around Okunagara Wind Park. Location: Yamato Okunagara Wind Park area, 5 minutes walk from Tokunaga Station of Nagara River Railway. Number of launches: approximately 1,000. Usual attendance: 25,000 people. "15 minutes drive from the fireworks site. Walking along the road at night, listening to the muddy stream of Yoshida River and fireflies, we will head for the venue." History of Gujo Odori. Designated by the national government as an important intangible folk cultural asset and recognized as one of Japan's 3 great Bon Odori dances. It is a long run of more than 30 nights of dancing from mid-July to early September. The venue of the dance is different every day, and in one summer, the entire city area is visited. The venue of the event can be found on the Gujo City website. Normal dancing hours are: Bon Iron and dancing is from 8 p.m. to around 5 p.m. on 4 days. Other days from 8 p.m. to around 11 p.m. However, the 2022 event, which was held for the first time in 3 years, the dance was from 2000 to 2500, and disinfection and other measures were in place to prevent infection. Unusually for a festival, it will be held rain or shine unless a warning is issued. Three yukata rental dressing locations. If you want to change clothes, go to Gujo Hachiman Mashinami Koryukan. Now it's 10 p.m. on the first day of the all-night dance. It's the most exciting time of the day. In recent years, I've seen people cosplaying. Let's be respectful and moderate to the cultural community and the local people who protect traditional culture. The venues change daily, so there are basically no street vendors. Some of the restaurants are open for extended hours, so there is no need to worry about food and beverages. The size of the venue varies from day to day. On a shopping street day, it takes almost 30 to 40 minutes to dance back and forth. The dance was held for the first time in 3 years at the 2022 Corona Vortex. Therefore, staff with masks and no shouting plates guard the area. Less than half the number of participants, so it is easy and comfortable to dance. The singer is called Bon Odori. and the performer is called Hayashikata. They climbed up on the yagura and sang for nearly 9 hours. The musicians and the Ando Takeru, a group of people on top of the yagura, pass the microphone around, and the audience is invited to join them. Singing incessantly is the work of a craftsman. If you're on a private tour and you're on a train, you'll need to. Free shuttle buses will run from 7 p.m. until 30 minutes after the end of the dance from the Castle Town Plaza. Nagaragawa Railway also operates extra trains in the evening and early morning during the all-night dance, so you don't have to worry. For cars, a temporary parking lot has been built, and the parking fee is about 1,000 yen per time. If you take a bus tour, you can. Generally, visitors park the bus at the Otaki restaurant parking lot, visit the Otaki cave, share a meal at the Otaki restaurant, change into yukata, and enjoy the Gujo Odori. The whole town is filled with the sound of clang-clang clogs. The Gujo Odori dance began as a... During the Edo period, the lord of the castle tried to bring the samurai, farmers, artisans, and merchants together in order to promote harmony. It began with the words, "For the 4 days of the Bon festival, you may dance with disrespect, regardless of your status. It is not a dance to watch, but a dance to dance with Geta. Therefore, we should purchase clogs before the dance begins." A dancing maniac who is fascinated by dancing is respectfully called a dancing sukabe. The word sukabe is used today as a skeleton, and it is also said of bellicose things and people like that. This year, local women decorated the eaves with cranes and wished for peace in Ukraine. The Gujo Odori dance is known for its lyrics. When Gujo's Hachiman goes out, the rain doesn't fall. The sleeves are shiburized. Do you really know what it means? In the old days, many families in Gujo were poor and their young and beautiful daughters had to marry far away in exchange for money. Even though it is not raining, you can feel the sad background of the times, so much so that your sleeves are squeezed with tears. The whole town was dancing the Gujo Odori. It was a line of people all dancing the same dance. When I joined the circle, I found that the dances were not so difficult to follow, and after dancing a few times, the movements of my hands and feet started to match. When the sound of the geta and the movements of the hands and feet fit together, it was indescribably pleasing. As I dance, I pass many people. We don't exchange words, but we have the sense of meeting each other vividly every moment. Then I noticed that among the myriad of people I was meeting, there were those who emitted a strange sexuality. Rather than these young girls, there was a sexuality that emanated from older, mature women. I think this is precisely what it means to be a sukabe. There are many meanings of skeletons in the lyrics. For example, Kawasaki, I've come to terms with the fact that the flowers will fall, but I'm still lost in the fragrance of the flowers. Butterflies perch on Masumi. Cat's child. Even a watermelon that sells itself for its color has a cola seed of hardship inside. If you put it in all the way to the source and it breaks inside, what will you do? If you sleep one night and feel good in bed, take her as your wife, even to the end. I'd like to tell you to sleep the night away, but you're still extremely overbearing, Cora. As they danced, a moment after their faces met, the dancers became the men and women in the song, and the mature women became more like the men and women in the song. Perhaps it was easier for mature women to become the song because they were more deeply involved in the dance. I heard that there was a ban on the dance in the Meiji era 1868 to 1912, but it is precious that the chickness of the dance has remained for 400 years without being destroyed. The Gujo Odori dance is a nationally designated important intangible folk cultural asset. In other words, it is an important part of Japanese culture. I felt that the dance, which is not only fragmentary but also includes cryptic words, is one of the most important to read the history of Japan. Leaving the Gujo Odori with fond memories. Today's stroll from Gujo Hachiman Castle Town Plaza to Nagara River Street. Here is the route point. The castle town of Gujo Hachiman is compact, and major attractions can be visited on foot. The sightseeing route is divided into two main areas, and here are the starting points for an efficient tour. One is around the Old Town Hall Memorial Hall parking lot. The Old Town Hall Memorial Hall is a general tourist information center, conveniently located in the center of the sightseeing area. The other is around Gujo Hachiman Castle parking lot and Castle Town Plaza. If you want to visit the old town and the castle, this is the place to go. The community Mame bus runs every hour along the Golden Route, which is a standard route for tourists, so you should take advantage of it. Fees are 100 yen per ride and 200 yen per day. For cars, the Old Town Hall Memorial Hall parking fee is about 600 yen for 5 hours. Parking at the Gujo Hachiman Castle's Shiroyama Park parking lot is free in the morning. General private parking is 1,000 yen per day, but this varies depending on the time of year. Well, 9 a.m. Park your car at Shiroyama Park parking lot and walk down the mountain. Cloudy morning. The weather in the mountains is changeable, but even a light rain hardly reduces the number of tourists. However, since Gujo is a mountain, sneakers or sandals are a must during the daytime. "15 minutes downhill, the Castle Town Plaza came into view. The castle town flourished around the castle. The plaza offers souvenirs and parking in the center of Gujo Hachiman. It is the departure point for the community blister bus, and restrooms are available. A little more expensive than urban Nagoya because the county has poor transportation access, and the trading industry is not flourishing due to cost and time constraints. Therefore, local farmers sell fresh produce privately. Therefore, costs are inevitably high. Rice and beans are inexpensive because they are preserved foods. Moreover, rice farmers sometimes receive 60% government subsidies. The advantage is that most of the products are made without pesticides. The road is narrow and cars drive slowly. People from all over the world gather during the Gujo Odori festival, but the shopping streets are usually deserted. Some nights it is a spot for dancing. A rocky hill rising in the middle of Sakanamachi. The shrine seems to be located on top of a rock, and there is a narrow, steep approach to the shrine that cuts through the rock. Let's go up. Oops, watch out. The shrine was built from the Taisho era to pray for good health and prosperity in the early Showa era. Japan ranked first in the World Economic Forum WEF Travel and Tourism Development Index Report 2022. One of the reasons is nature preservation and scenery. Famous tourist destinations in Japan have good vantage points because it is difficult to permit high-rise buildings, wind farms, and entertainment venues. There are many private houses here that can be peeked at from above, so take photos sparingly. Down below, you will hear a sound. This is called a flint stone, an ancient Japanese custom for good luck, good fortune, and to ward off evil spirits. Many stores are closed during the 3 days of Oben. Even during the Oben period, which is the best time to earn money in the county. Check with the store you want to check before you go. There are no currency exchange offices in the city, so exchange money in advance at the airport or other places. If you need to withdraw cash during your stay, go to ATMs at post offices or convenience stores, as many stores accept cash accounting. Let's go down to the Yoshida River. This place is known as a playground for the locals, and there are many parents and children catching ayu. Let's do a little underwater exploration. You can't see them from above, but there are a lot of them. The fact that the back alleys are still intact gives a nostalgic feeling. Gujo Hachiman is a castle town of clear streams and famous water. Among them, Sogisui is the most famous water of all, selected as the first of the 100 best waters by the Ministry of the Environment. However, there is not much water distributed in the world. As mentioned above, the high delivery costs, private forest lands, high bottle filling fees, and the elderly population in the agriculture and forestry industry. High bottled water container fees, many elderly people in agriculture and forestry, and the main reason is the weak ability to transmit information. Privatization of water supply by private companies will start in April 2022. The voting shares of the operating company are held by Noveolia Genets of France, which means that the tap water in Japan is now French water. Japan has abundant water resources, and tap water is safe and almost never runs out. In addition, if you go to a mountain forest and dig a well 30 meters deep, you will find groundwater gushing out of the well. Recently, there have been a lot of offers from all over the world to buy and sell this land. Cars are not allowed to pass through here. It is not a large bridge, but it offers a beautiful view of the Kodara River, which is different from the Yoshida River. The county is truly blessed with water. Let's walk around downtown. A downtown is used in the sense of a town for the common people, as opposed to an upscale residential area that is often located on higher ground. Taisho Romanticism is a term that describes the good old days when tradition and modernization were interwoven. And this is a craftsman town, Kaji-machi, which has been selected as a national important preservation district for groups of traditional buildings. It is characterized by a waterway that flows out of the eaves and has a sleeve wall bordering the neighboring house. This was to support the eaves of the roof as well as to prevent crime and the spread of fire between houses that were closely connected like tenements. The area has suffered 2 major fires in the past and has a very high level of fire prevention awareness. A waterway runs along the side of the street and fire buckets line the eaves of the houses, a remnant of the past. This is a town where various craftsmen such as blacksmiths, doctors, and carpenters lived during the Edo period. You can feel the lifestyle of the local people in the old townscape that retains traces of the Edo period. The sound of water echoing through the town is very pleasant. Many Geta shops use them for dancing. Cheap ones are about 500 yen to 1,000 yen. If you want to dance with sound, clogs made of local wood are the standard, about 2,000 yen. Even during the Oben period, they are not open at night, so buy them before evening or on Amazon, etc. Local children are known to test their courage by jumping into the river from the nearby 13-meter-high Shinbashi Bridge. They start from lower rocks and gradually move to higher ones, and by jumping from the 13-meter bridge, they graduate and are recognized as a full-fledged swimmer. Anyone can jump in, but most of the people who get hurt are tourists. After walking for 2.5 hours, we returned to the Shiroyama Park parking lot and drove to Gujo Hachiman Castle. The well for washing heads welcomes you. It is said that the heads of Osage warriors who were killed in the Battle of Kaicho were washed and offered for examination. Gujo Hachiman Castle is the oldest wooden reconstructed castle in Japan. Even today, the castle can be seen in all 4 seasons, and is said to be the most beautiful mountain castle. Cherry blossoms in spring. The cherry blossoms in spring, the green maples in summer, and the autumn leaves in fall are said to be the most beautiful in Japan. The autumn foliage is a spectacular sight, often likened to a castle keep on fire, with its fiery foliage, and the snow-covered winter scenery, and the beautiful scenery of the castle in the winter. The sightseeing ticket is a special pass that allows you to visit 7 places including Gujo Hachiman Castle, the Exposition Hall, and the Jienzenji Tesso-en Garden. Adults, 1,500 yen, children, 900 yen. The pass is valid for 2 days, so it is recommended for those who stay overnight to enjoy Gujo Hachiman in detail. At the time of the castle's construction, Yawata Castle was facing difficulties, with the stone walls repeatedly collapsing and the pillars failing to stand properly, and it was decided to have a human pillar. While her parents and the villagers were opposed to the idea, she said, "Don't be sad, everyone. I will not disappear, but will continue to watch over the village of Gujo as the guardian deity of the castle." He purified himself in the Yoshida River, put on a pure white furicid and obi, put his palanquin in the space left by the stone wall, and sealed it from the outside with a stone. Thanks to the human sacrifice, the stone wall of Gujo Hachiman Castle was completed without collapsing. After that, however, fires broke out frequently in the town. Before the fires broke out, the ghost of a young woman dressed in white was said to have appeared, so a shrine to Oyoshi was erected in the castle's main circle. The creaking floor gives a sense of history. English brochures are available, but almost no one speaks it. With the recent popularity of warlords, more and more people are visiting castles related to them, and collecting castle climbing certificates, or go join, is becoming a popular pastime. The history of this stamp is short. It has been distributed since around 1990, and is considered to be a commemorative stamp for visiting castles. This castle was recognized as one of the continuing 100 great castles of Japan, and selected as one of the top. The castle tower is a 4-story, 5-story structure. The castle took about 20 minutes.